Hello and welcome back to Not Fake News. Two breaking stories here you're going to want to know about. One, from Paris Suede. Heads just rolled. Trump just said 4 words that'll have Nancy Pelosi crawling on the floor. And the next article is by Matthew Bernstein. ICE agents receive good news, now empowered to do their job as Obama-era rules dropped. Let's get right into it. Heads are going to roll. Nancy Pelosi making news today. In the Fox and Friends interview with Donald Trump, President Trump made one thing clear. He made it clear that he didn't like Nancy Pelosi. That's because she is the dumbest of the dumb. When President Trump was asked about Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi, he responded, "I think she's incompetent." Then President Trump continued. Let's just listen.
What Nancy Pelosi said yesterday, here we are on the cusp of your first major speech, and the question was, what has he done? He's done nothing. He says he's put, it said he put Wall Street first, he made America sick, and he instilled fear in immigrants. Those are your accomplishments. What's your response to her? Well, I've been watching.
My response is that's all full of shit. They did all that.
Nancy's statements, and I think she's incompetent, actually. You know, if you look at what's going on with the Democrats and the party, it's getting smaller and smaller. You know, in a certain way, I hate to see it because I like a two-party system, and we're soon going to have a one-party system. I actually think a two-party system is healthy and good, but she's done a terrible job, so she's wrong. Well, I don't think she's a good spokesman. She's certainly wrong. There are those that say I've done more than anybody in 100 days. Hey, look, just at the money I've saved billions and billions of dollars. I brought Ford back from Mexico. Ford was going with a massive plant. I brought Fiat in. I'm bringing in all these incredible countries. You've been reading about them on a daily basis. They're all pouring back into our country. I mean, there are those that are saying that I've done just about more than anybody. Now, when you add our health care that's going to be coming out soon and will be a really good health care as opposed to Obamacare, which is a total mess. If you add the tax cuts that we're going to be doing as soon as we finish health care, that'll come out very soon, the big tax cuts for business and for people, for middle class, tremendous cuts, and for everybody. I think that, I think I've done just about more than anybody in the first 4 weeks.
I agree. Watch that one more time? No, thanks. I think she's incompetent. Actually, if you look at it, when I'm going with the Democrats and the third party and Nancy Pelosi. Yep. That was ugly, though. Nancy Pelosi doesn't deserve to be the minority leader. This woman is just so incompetent, her political career should be over. Describe Nancy Pelosi in 2 words below, Patriots. Don't go easy, either. Here's what she thinks about you.
Misrepresenting the American people could be cause for impeachment. If so, there's plenty of grounds right now with the current president, but it just isn't the case. That doesn't mean nobody's listening to cases that are being made in a very scientific, methodical way as to whether there are grounds for impeachment. But the fact is that we're trying to unite the country. Many of the president's supporters are just not ready to accept the fact that their judgment might not have been so great in voting for him.
Our judgment's not great. I love President Trump even more now than I did before, and I hate you and your ideas and everything you've been saying and your entire party way more now. And my hate has a lot to do with you, Nancy, the troll creature.
And by the time the case is made, perhaps they'll be ready to accept that. It's very hard, impeachment. It's very hard.
Damn right it's hard. Now get the hell out of here. Please share this with everybody, everyone. Really need to. You're fired, Nancy. That's what needs to happen. Share this with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. Next, from Matthew Bernstein, ICE agents receive good news, now empowered to do their job as Obama-era rules are dropped for good. For the first time in years, ICE agents are actually encouraged to do their job. It's not a surprise to anyone that has paid any attention to the politics over the past 8 years under former President Barack Hussein Obama that the United States was under attack from his policies. Everything ranging from immigration policies to the economy was impacted in a negative way thanks to former President Obama. One of the hardest hit areas in the Immigration Customs Enforcement Agency, ICE, was hit. They were hit hard. This is part of the Department of Homeland Security, and they are charged with the task of arresting and deporting illegal immigrants that are in our country. However, they were unable to do their jobs to the best of their ability under the Obama administration. Agents have come forward and claimed that they were actually punished for doing their jobs well, which, as stated earlier, includes arresting and deporting illegal immigrants. It's actually pathetic that the Obama administration would encourage this type of behavior. However, times have changed, as under the current Donald Trump administration, ICE agents are actually encouraged to perform their duties. They no longer have to worry about being punished for doing their job and that they were brought on to do, which sounds strange. I know, I can't believe I'm reading this, but it isn't when it's remembered who told them that in the first place. I mean, wow. It makes so much sense now that what they're saying about Obama and everything and all the things that he's done. Yeah, he's a closet Muslim who hates America and was doing everything that he could to mess us up. And he did a good job. He doubled our national debt from 10 trillion to 20 trillion in his 8 years. It took 249 years of America being around to gather up 10 trillion in debt. Obama did it in 8 years. Back to the story. The New York Slimes conducted a study where they interviewed 17 ICE agents throughout the country to discuss a new environment under the Trump administration. As stated before, the Trump administration actually allows ICE agents to go and do their job properly, deport illegal immigrants that are captured. You know, what their job title entails. The Time actually described the agency now under Trump as a whirlwind of activity. Considering all of the activity that's occurred in the first month of his presidency, that is an understatement. Trump has had several orders dedicated to getting rid of criminal illegals that are in our country, and so far, the results speak for themselves. One operation in particular saw apprehension of 680 illegal immigrants. Of those 680 that were arrested, over 500 of them had a criminal record, including, but not limited to, homicide, sexual charges, and driving while intoxicated by drugs or drinking. Roughly 75% of those apprehended had criminal backgrounds. This change has been highly welcomed by ICE agents that have been on the force for a good period of time. One agent who has been with the agency for a decade now spoke highly of it. Before, we used to be told, you can't arrest those people, and we'd be disciplined for insubordination if we did. Now those people are priorities again, and there are a lot of them. However, White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer said that the goal of the Trump administration was to take the shackles off the agents that are in the field. And I want to let you know, Cruz, he just said he had a report that 50% drop in illegals trying to cross the border, the Mexican border. They're not even trying because they know it's not worth it anymore. And then I did that video, and then I did a different video on all of the immigrants are now fleeing to Canada because they're afraid. So it's working. It's really working. The Obama administration told agents to focus on deporting those illegals that were gang members and serious criminal histories, but nothing more. It left agents frustrated, to say the least. As one agent commented, "What part of illegal don't people understand?" Obama never did understand what illegal meant. That's because he was illegal. However, since the peaceful transition of power, unions for both ICE and Border Patrol said morale has skyrocketed. The representatives of the nation's frontline immigration officers and agents responsible for enforcing our laws and protecting our borders, we fully support and appreciate President Trump's swift and decisive action to keep the American people safe and to allow law enforcement to do its job. Morale amongst our agents and officers has increased exponentially since the signing of the orders, their statement read. It led to agents describing their job as fun. I don't know if it's fun. That's okay, but I'm glad that they're excited about their work. Naturally, there are Democrats that are protesting. Notably, Hillary Clinton supporter Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe spoke out against these changes, and he said that Virginia's residents are being detained without cause or specific allegations of criminal activity. Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti, along with other officials, has asked ICE to not refer to themselves as police when they are conducting operations. It said that it's reducing trust among the residents. However, notice that they are noted Democrats in a very liberal areas. Hold on. However, notice that these are noted Democrats in very liberal areas. Okay. In fact, a joint raid between the police and the DHS in Santa Cruz, again in a liberal area, eventually evolved into accusations from the local police chief that the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, was going after immigrants instead of just focusing on MS-13 gang members. Yeah, that's right. The Department of Homeland Security, unbeknownst to us at Santa Cruz Police Department, had acted outside the scope of its operation and had detained and removed a number of individuals from locations based upon their immigration status. Chief Kevin Vogel stated at a news conference. He continued saying, the community has an absolute right to be angry over this. This has violated the trust of the community, and we cannot tell you how disappointed we are of the betrayal of the Department of Homeland Security. Screw you guys, man. Unsurprisingly, tensions between the local police and a liberal state like California and New York and the federal authorities will escalate further. That's to be expected from states that have governors like Governor Jerry Brown of California. He just cut $115 million from the middle-class families for education and put it towards illegal immigrants' education. They focus on illegals over Americans. This dude did that. Governor Brown from California. Illegal immigrants are surprised that they are getting deported. It's unfortunately understandable that this is occurring because they have been getting a free ride under the last 8 years or more. President Trump has changed that completely, however, and the reality is surprising to those illegals. Share this article with everyone to show that ICE agents have felt a rebirth in their jobs. They are finally able to do the jobs without fear of getting reprimanded for deporting illegals, and that has made some ICE agents say that their job are now fun again. President Trump has done it again, helping America one day at a time. Wow. That was really good. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please hit subscribe and also hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you get the breaking stories as they come in, and you'll know all the info before your friends and family, and that's kind of cool. And if you like what we're doing here at Not Fake News, please like the video. It's very important that you like the video. When you like the video, you're saying you back Not Fake News and you're fighting along with us. So like that video. Thank you, and I'll see you next time at your real news source, Not Fake News.